Good day, my little robins. It's me, Beth. Another year is coming to an end, which means today you get to see me react to my Spotify Wrapped 2021. I've been doing these videos for the last couple of years. They're pretty self-explanatory. Spotify has taken all the stuff I've listened to this year and they've compiled it into some nice statistics with some nice visuals. Before we begin, if you'd like to support me and the channel in the future, you can by clicking like to show me some love. You can click subscribe and tap that bell to be notified of when I upload on this channel. Enough rambling, let's just dive straight into the Spotify Wrapped 2021. This year I decided to screenshot my Spotify Wrapped because in the past I've got copyright claims on like the music that plays in the background. Anyway, Spotify Wrapped kicks off with a new gimmick. Spotify like to do gimmicks and especially new ones each year. This time round they have done a soundtrack to the film of your life. Now, each time you go on Spotify Wrapped, they will show you different segments with different songs attached, so I highly recommend you go through it a few times just to see all the segments and songs they've selected for you. My opening credits was I'm Not a Vampire, revamped by, well, Falling in Reverse. Now, I found this song really late into like 2021, but I played the hell out of it, especially the month of October, because this is one of my favourite early Falling in Reverse songs. It's a great song and, you know, a great way to kick this off. Next is the song that's playing while I proclaim my love in the rain, and that was Bad Things by Jace Everett, which, yes guys, it was the True Blood TV theme song. I'm starting to sense like a vampire slash like, you know, supernatural theme here, Spotify. You know me so well. This song is really appropriate for this segment. You just have to listen to it to realise it's kind of sexual and perfect. And finally, the song playing when I beat the vengeful spirit was Centuries by Fall Out Boy, quite literally the perfect anthem song. It also quite literally has a lyric, "You will remember me for centuries," which this vengeful spirit will do. So, you know, props to Spotify, you know, they were very on brand with my theming in terms of paranormal, supernatural goodness. But yeah, Fall Out Boy, you can never go wrong with Centuries, it's one of the better songs. I spent nearly 32,000 minutes listening to songs on Spotify, which was 86% more than most listeners in the UK, and I'm going to pat myself on the back because that's quite an achievement. I mainly listen to Spotify on my way and, well, on my way back from work because I get bored easily on bus journeys and waiting at the bus stop. I'm pretty sure like the minutes would have been a lot higher if I'd like done like a little bit more writing this year, but because of my dodgy wrist I find it really painful to write, and well, I have lots of writing playlists on Spotify that haven't got a look in this year. I also listen to Spotify, you know, when I clean my room, which is very rare, so yes. Anyway, back on like my Spotify like decade wrap, they kind of like averaged out like per year, like the minutes that I listen to. And well, this is pretty impressive, you know, we're in 2021. We can all agree that 2020 sucked, so yeah, I'm proud of this. My top song of the year, which was a little bit of a surprise, was I'm Not a Vampire, revamped by Falling in Reverse, which apparently I listened to 57 times. Now, I listened to this song a lot on repeat once I found it. You know, I'm really liking the idea of Falling in Reverse, taking like older songs and kind of like remastering them and like giving us a different take. Oh my god, Ronnie's voice on this is angelic, and I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. I thought, like I said, I listened to it more, but apparently Spotify knows best. My top 5 songs of the year, well, mine is like Falling in Reverse, I'm Not a Vampire, were And We Run by, you know, Within Temptation featuring Exhibit. We had HGK and Afterlife by Band-Maid, and Destiny the Lovers by Versailles. Now, I'm really happy that there were like no surprises, because in the past, you know, I've had some Little Mix pop up here and there and I've gone like, oh wow, I listen to a lot of pop music, but you know, this year I'm very proud. I expected Band-Maid to like appear a little bit earlier because I thought I'd been listening to a lot more of that band on Spotify this year, but maybe, you know, well, I haven't, and well, Versailles Destiny the Lovers made it okay for me to feel good about myself about still being single in 2021. Another new gimmick that Spotify did this year was like an aura audio or audio aura. I don't know how exactly like they've done this formula to like kind of like class like bands and genres and songs into like different like moods, but apparently my Spotify listening habits reflected angst and motivation. They are like very two contrasting like auras to have. I'm gonna say the angst comes probably from me like hating my job and like feeling like really negative about being treated poorly by management. You know, we were kind of still in a pandemic and, you know, we wanted our freedom back, and like the motivation probably came from, you know, trying to look on like trying to look on the bright side of life. I couldn't remember the name of that song for a split second. I had it and then I lost it. I'm probably just trying to feel like less negative, but you know, kind of like 2020, 2021, we had some freedom, but it wasn't like a lot. I listened to 44 different genres. I'm going to pat myself on the back because I have a feeling that like Japan, like China and Korea kind of threw in like a few more subgenres, you know, to boost up my number. As suspected, my first and fifth, you know, like top genre, definitely bookmark the different ends of, well, Japanese rock and Japanese metal, with kawaii metal and visual kei, two very different sides. I'm very happy, you know, that symphonic metal, you know, got a look in, and well, emo and metalcore. I grew up listening to those genres, you know, my high school years, and a lot of those bands like this year have released new music, which probably explains why they got listened to like a few more times. This is really interesting, and again, I'm happy, you know, that there's no like outliers, because I believe it was last year that show tunes was my #1 genre, and that was purely because of the Hamilton soundtrack. This year, Spotify also did 2 truths, 1 lie, and well, these were mine, that my #1 binged artist was Audios, that, you know, #2 my most played Spotify playlist was This Is Audios, and #3 that Bradea, you know, had the most songs across different playlists. Audios, Bradea, both brilliant Japanese bands. The lie was Audios being my most binge like listened artist, which took me by surprise because apparently I binged Asking Alexandria more than I did Audios. Now I think I know how Spotify kind of like worked this like algorithm out and like this statistic, because I feel like I listened to Audios like more across the year, whereas Asking Alexandria released a brand new album, and definitely like the couple of weeks up until the album release, and maybe even like a couple of weeks after that album released, I was listening to a lot of Asking Alexandria, so that's how I kind of think they got this binge factor included, because I definitely think I listened to Audios more, but Asking Alexandria, great music. And finally, we get to the top artist of 2021, and well, this took me as no surprise, it was Audios. This is an amazing like J-rock, J-metal, kawaii metal, J-symphonic band. You know, they have paved the way for like a lot of other Japanese bands that I've been listening to like the years of 2020 going into 2021. They have a song which is like relatable to like everybody, and apparently my most played song was Showdown. It is like a truly like uplifting anthem, you know, you had like pulsing drums, like sensational bass, like shredding guitars, and insane vocals. Audios and like the song Showdown. Mwah. Love you ladies. The final slide is my top 5 artists, and well, these were Audios, Band-Maid, Hollywood Undead, Unlucky Morpheus, and Poets of the Fall. We already know Audios was my top artist. Band-Maid was actually my top artist in 2020, so I'm kind of happy that they stuck around, you know, in the second spot. Hollywood Undead just seem to like cling on when it comes to these Spotify Wraps, you know, over the years. They're still there, but they're not there because of new music, because I went on like the playlist that Spotify make you of these are your top songs of the year, and Hollywood Undead made it onto this for Swan Songs and the Day of the Dead album, so nothing new, pretty much old school Hollywood Undead. Poets of the Fall, I'm very happy, you know, because they are a band, again, that has a song for every mood, and if I'm feeling in a particular mood, I can always find a Poets of the Fall song. And Unlucky Morpheus are another Japanese band, so I'm really happy, you know, that 3 of my top 5 artists were, you know, non-English bands. Well done to my top artists, and that just wraps up my Spotify Wrapped 2021. In the comments below, if you guys, you know, have Spotify and have had your Spotify Wrapped, I would love to hear, you know, some of like your top artists, top songs, top genres in the comments. You've seen my Spotify Wrapped, now make your thoughts and opinions known in the comments below. If you want to see me make any particular videos in the future, you can by also going to the comments, but let's just wrap this video up before I continue to ramble. If you'd like to support me and the channel in the future, you can by clicking a like to show me some love. You can click subscribe and tap that bell to be notified of when I upload on this channel. At the end of this video, you can check out my last 2 videos or playlist, depending what mood I'm in when I'm editing this. Until next time, I am Beth. Enjoy the rest of 2021. I'm still going to be making videos, so I don't know why I said that. Goodbye.